Hi everyone, I'm going to be going over chapter 14 until we have faces, and oh boy, what a chapter it was. Um, for the most part, the chapter is a conversation between Orwell and Psyche, but it does start with Orwell going to the mountain with Graham, a soldier who we haven't seen yet, but who is appointed to Orwell's safety instead of Bardia, because Bardia has to stay at the castle. This conversation happens right after a brief reunion with them. It is happy between Orwell and Psyche for like 2 seconds, and then it gets dark and sad. So the conversation starts off, and Orwell is reminding Psyche over and over of how good of a sister she is, how she acted as a father, a mother, her kin, and even the king towards her, in hopes that Psyche will remember the good life she had and come back with Orwell, which is Orwell's ultimate goal, as she says, is to get Psyche to come back down to the town with her. When that doesn't work, she moves on to trying to, quote, pull the thorn out, which is a reference to an event that happened to them as kids. She reminds Psyche that she has married a brute, so someone who is ugly and evil and almost demonic, again in hopes that she will, I'm going to move this really fast, in hopes that she will come back to the town with her because she wants to leave this horrible man. However, Psyche also doesn't fall for that because she says over and over again how she is in love with this man and this man loves her, and almost treats Orwell as inferior because she doesn't understand this because Orwell is still a virgin. That doesn't make Orwell very happy when Orwell says that, because, again, that's putting her down, and that's seeing through her argument. And she's getting so worked up. She's very angry. This is a very emotional, like raw, passionate exchange that they have, and she's getting so worked up that she pulls out her dagger and stabs herself in the arm, which is really gross and really disturbing. But it's an attempt to get Psyche to get so freaked out that she wants to care for Orwell and, again, go back to the town with her. And Orwell is trying to prove just how much he loves Psyche. And Psyche, again, doesn't fall for this because she sees through her intentions that we will talk about on the next slide. After Orwell's wounds are dressed, Orwell finally gives up and just gives Psyche an ultimatum. She can either shine a light on her lover's face and see that he is a evil man or a ugly man, and then leave him and come back to her, or she can be killed right then and there by Orwell, and then Orwell will kill herself. This freaks Psyche out, and Psyche accepts the ultimatum and swears on Orwell's dagger that she will see her lover's face. Not because she does not believe that her lover is beautiful and cares for her, but because she doesn't want to die, and she doesn't want Orwell to die. So she's like, fine, I'll see him. And then the chapter ends there. Some connections I made with this. There it goes. The first one goes back to the Great Divorce, and we talked about this in class, but it's this idea of pity. In stabbing herself, Orwell is trying to get Psyche to pity her, and given to her request just so Orwell won't hurt herself further. She's trying to get Psyche to feel bad that she caused Orwell pain and be like, okay, I'm so sorry. I will give up this life and come with you. In the same way, Frank, which we saw in The Great Divorce, intentionally hurts himself again, except this time not physically, it's emotionally and spiritually almost, by lamenting his situation and saying how mistreated he is and how no one loves him and blah, 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 in hopes that his lover, friend, someone back down from Earth, Sarah Smith, will stoop to his level and feel miserable pity for him, and in that way, Frank's pride in his position will be raised by putting Sarah Smith down. So that's the same kind of manipulative tactic that Orwell uses on Psyche. Additionally, in The Road Less Traveled, the book that I'm currently reading in Psych 101, and I'm sure all of you have read as well, there's this idea that love is not dependence. The author Scott Peck says that if one continually sacrifices himself for another and gives up all their resources and their time, that can be seen as love. That's a trap that we fall into. But in reality, that is not, because the other person doesn't have a chance to stand on their own. This is the kind of thing that Orwell is falling into, because she is trying to get Psyche to see how much Psyche was dependent on her in childhood, and is saying, hey, I loved you so much, look how much I did for you. When in reality, she actually hurt Psyche further because Psyche didn't have a chance to grow into her own person. Now up on the mountain, Psyche has become her own independent person and doesn't want to give that up. And Orwell does not understand that and doesn't understand that she didn't give Psyche the chance to become her own.